Alright, so I'm back with the carrier, and I'm going to go through a couple different methods I think could work in order to keep this from smacking the ground when I'm going over stuff. As you can see, the only parts that really scraped was the back of it here. So at least that's a decent sign, but I need to find a way to either get this angled up higher or just give myself a little more clearance. So I'm gonna go through a couple different things. When I was driving down the road earlier, I kind of kept my airbag pressures about the same, and so I have them set up similar. Again, hopefully it doesn't reset on me. Let's see what we're looking at right now. Keep in mind, these aren't the pressures that I had when I was driving down the road, but this is kind of just a baseline to try to figure a couple things out. I'm gonna try to set them around 85 each, or at least close to it. All right, those are at 85. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a simple measurement from, well, since that's the end that's hitting the ground on the far side, I'm just gonna take a measurement from the bottom of this to the ground and see what that's at right now. All right, so to the bottom of the carrier, it's sitting about 9 inches. So it's sitting right about there. And what I think I will do is I'm going to change the pressure on the front bags and lower those down by about 15 pounds just to see if the angle difference, if that causes any sort of significant change. So I'll be trying to sit around 70 for the front. All right, so sitting right around there. Let's see if there's any difference. Well, it looks like 15 pounds gave me about 1/8 of an inch. So that's actually not terrible, and it's something I can work with. The real issue with changing the bag pressures that drastically is at some point I might start compromising the clearance in the front, but I should still have plenty of air clearance to work with. So I think next time out I'll try to keep the pressures staggered by about maybe 20 pounds if I can help it, but definitely no more than 30. So I think that's something that could help out a little bit. But I think next I'm gonna try to deal with some of the slack that is in this, because that's a lot of movement just in this right here. So I think what I'll do right now is I'm gonna put some shims right in the bottom here just to see how much higher it goes up, and then do the same thing, take a measurement and see if there's any significant difference there. All right, well, to me, I just jacked it up a little bit on the back to take out some of that slack that was inside kind of just the joints. and that looks like a significant improvement as far as height goes on the rear. So let me take another measurement here. Yeah, so before, just with the adjustment to the suspension itself, I was sitting at about 9 1/8, and now I'm looking at about 11 1/2. So just that one little adjustment there could give me another 2 inches of clearance on the back side of this, which should make a huge difference to keep it from bottoming out when I'm going over stuff. So I was able to get a little more clearance out of it doing it this way. What I think I may end up doing is kind of don't want to, but I think I might have to, is I'm gonna weld it in place as it sits at this angle in order to keep it like that, and so it's not going to flex and there's not going to be any slack to make it bounce as much. So I think that's part of what I'm going to do next. There's also one other thing I want to kind of address with this, is how far it actually sits out away from the car. Because when it's sitting back here, that's a lot of weight at the end of basically a lever, and so any little bump is magnified at the end here. So that's why part of the reason why going over bumps, even when it's unloaded, it still will hit the back of the trailer here, or back of the carrier. So, well, let's see what we're working with here. So that's what it looks like in its up configuration. So really, the main issue I'll have clearance with is between here and here on the car. So I can't really take a whole lot of material out. Well, actually I might be able to take more out than what I think. So looks like I'm working with probably about 3 inches at most of excess material that I could probably take out and still make this work. Because my thought is I'll take this all off, and then I'm going to trim this bar up. I think I'll probably go 2.5 inches. That should take away a lot of material and be able to suck this back in. Now of course I'll probably have to drill new holes in the side of this, though if I weld the whole thing I guess it really doesn't matter, but I guess we'll get to it as we get around there. But I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out. I'm going to chop this piece down 2 inches and kind of go from there, because there's no reason to keep so much length back here, because all it's going to do is just magnify every little bump, especially when it's under load. So that's kind of the game plan at the moment. So I'm gonna take this part and get to it. So yeah, this is the piece I'm gonna cut up and take a little bit off and go from there. Alright, so Alright, so I'm gonna go about 2.5 inches and take that amount of material off, and hopefully that kind of helps out with the amount of length that the that the carrier currently has, because I really don't need all of that. Okay, cool. So that's trimmed up. I'll probably clean up the outside just a little bit to take off some of the burrs and to even it up just a hair, but this should be just fine. So hopefully that ended up working out as well as I envisioned it does. Yep, just about 2.5 inches. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do a quick test fit just to see how it all goes. So that should be plenty of clearance, even if I want to like have this in the up position when I'm driving down the road. There should be enough clearance to where I won't have to really worry about it hitting the back of the car. Got that little piece tackled. Now really the next thing is adjusting the angle here. I shim the bottom here and then just weld all the way around it to keep it in place. Yeah, I think that's probably the best route. Yeah, because that's the only way it's gonna guarantee to keep any kind of upward angle on this to prevent me from hitting the back of the carrier on the ground. So that's gonna be what I'm gonna do next. Is I'm gonna try to shim this and keep it in place, then take it down and get to welding. Yeah, I got shim on the bottom here already. That's about as far as it will go. I can work with that. Alright, so before I get to welding, I'm going to clean up some of the material that I'm going to be welding on. So I just need to grind off some of this paint or powder coat, or I assume it's powder coat. So I just need to grind off some of that first before I actually get to welding. Sweet. So that should be good enough to get me where I need to be. So I got that shim in there for now, just to kind of keep this about in the spot where I'm wanting it. Gonna center that a little bit on the hole. And so looks like it is all ready to go for me to weld. Well, my battery died while I was still welding, but I got them all ran. Now it doesn't look the prettiest by any stretch of the imagination, but it feels solid, and I'm pretty sure it should hold and do exactly what I need it to. So I think here in a second I will put it back onto the car and get everything mocked back up and see how we're looking. So this is how much clearance I'd have in its upright configuration. And as you can see, there really should not be any way that this hits the car at all. So I'm happy with how that looks. So now, guess I gotta lay it back down and see how the clearance goes. So I'm not sure how much you can tell, but it does seem like it did fix the angle upwards just a little bit, like how I wanted. This isn't pins that in. So that should actually solve my little issue with bottoming out on the bottom of, or on the back of this, because there's less leverage on this and the angle is a little bit higher, so I should have a little more clearance and it shouldn't really affect me when I'm carrying anything heavy. At least that is all the hope, and I'll just have to wait and see until I get my tires settled in on this and see how they fit and see how it drives down the road. But overall, I think I'm happy with this. There's even a little more play in this that I could probably mess with. So I should still have some adjustability if I need it. Yeah, I think that's just about it. I think this will work out better than when I had driven it this morning. I have to pick up my new tires here in about like a week and a half or so. So that'll give me another chance to see how this will do going down the road. But until then, I think that just about wraps this up. So thanks for sticking around. If you like the content, like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. And I will see you guys in the next one.